If you've seen my other Walking Dead videos, you'll know that I think the show became shit after Season 5. Season 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and 11 got more and more disappointing as it went on. So much so that I have absolutely zero interest in watching any of the spin-offs. However, in my Season 11 video I said I might end up watching the Rick show just to find out where he's been. So let's do this. First thing I'd like to say is it's fucking awesome to see Andrew Lincoln play Rick Grimes again. We've been waiting 6 years to find out what happened to this beautiful man. At fucking last, they finally had the balls to get rid of Rick's hand. And in the opening scene as well. Touche. If you follow the comics, you'll know this was supposed to happen all the way back in Season 3, when Rick first meets the governor. So better late than never. And now Rick knows what Mel had to go through. The funny thing is, Rick cuts off his hand trying to escape, but then gets caught again immediately afterwards. The even funnier thing though, is that Rick didn't have to chop his hand off at all. All he had to do was agree to work with the CRM, which is what he ends up doing anyway. So like I said, chopping his hand off was completely unnecessary. It's not all bad though. Rick's got a new hand, and it's black. It also comes with a hidden blade, which is very cool, even if it is ripping off Assassin's Creed.
You stole it!
Rick's new partner, Pearl Thorne, is very unlikable.
You throw this wee shit around again, I'll end you.
She's a...
Strong woman! Strong woman! Strong!
All in all, even including the few things I didn't like, this was by far the best episode of The Walking Dead I've seen in years, and I'm actually excited to see what happens next. Episode 2 wasn't great. In fact, it's pretty shit. Episode 1 focused on Rick, where he's been and what he's been doing, whereas Episode 2 focuses on Michonne, where she's been and what she's been doing. The problem is, Michonne's story is nowhere near as interesting as Rick's. King Batch and the Ginger Girl from Michonne's last episode are back again. Thankfully though, they eventually die. Oh, and Michonne gets a DeWolf sidekick, but then he dies as well, and that's her story. The episode only starts to get good when Rick and Michonne reunite, which in all fairness was a beautiful scene. Also, I'm intrigued to find out what's going to happen with Jadis after she threatened Rick. Other than that, everything else in this episode was kinda shit. Like having a DeWolf shoot down a military-grade helicopter with a homemade rocket launcher using nothing but his eye to aim. Not once, not twice, but 3 fucking times. How's the little fucker survived this long anyway? Zombieland taught us fatties were the first to go, but surely DeWolfs were second.
Because his little legs.
This was a much better episode than the last one. Andrew Lincoln's acting is phenomenal. Danai Gurira as well. Both of them gave outstanding performances. In the flashback, when Jadis is telling Rick,
My people and I, when I had people, we were approached by one of them. They proposed a resource exchange. And if we came across lost souls who needed saving, we would hold them and give them to the CRM. And if we found a threat, well, we'd give them to the CRM too. In exchange, we got supplies.
all I kept thinking was, why would this secretive, civilized society who doesn't want people knowing about them do deals with garbage people who don't even speak fucking English properly?
Yes.
I really hope Rick kills Jadis. She's pissing me off. I hope he kills Thorne as well. I dislike her more and more every time I see her. Another great episode. Feels like The Walking Dead is finally good again. The writing, the dialogue, the performances, everything was just magnificent. Andrew Lincoln and Danai Gurira really got the chance to showcase their acting ability, and they didn't disappoint. This episode took me on a roller coaster of emotions, and I'm not embarrassed to say, the Cole scene got me all teary-eyed.
Oh, this is emotional, man.
The only thing I didn't like about this episode was how long it took for the building to collapse after being shot at with rockets by the CRM. Rick and Michonne argue for a bit, then they fight zombies. Then Michonne gets her leg trapped under a chandelier. Then they fight more zombies. Then they get Michonne's leg free. Then they have sex. All of this happens while the building's collapsing, by the way. Then they cuddle. Then Rick says,
We gotta get out of here. We're running out of time.
but then, instead of leaving, they talk some more. And after that, I believe they stay the night, because in the last scene it was dark, and in the next scene it's light. So then they eventually leave, and the building collapses. Now, in all fairness, I don't know how long it takes for a building to collapse after being shot at with rockets, but I'd imagine you wouldn't be able to do all the shit Rick and Michonne did and live to tell the tale.
For the Republic.
I'm in two minds about this episode. I watched it twice to try to solidify my opinion, and yet I'm still conflicted. There's stuff to like and there's things to dislike.
Thanks.
It was nice to see Gabriel again. I like how they wrapped up his and Jadis' story. However, their relationship was never believable to me. I always thought making those two a couple was bizarre. There was no chemistry or anything, so seeing them rekindle their old flame was just unpleasant to watch.
Woo! Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for. That's what it's all about.
The people Rick and Michonne help who then try to rob them felt like characters straight out of Fear the Walking Dead, and that's really not a good thing. If you want to hear me go more in depth on what I think about that absolute shit show, check out this video. Last week's episode ended with Rick and Michonne heading back to Alexandria, and I was really looking forward to finally seeing that. Then this week's episode ended with them heading back to the CRM, and that really pissed me off. But after seeing the promo for next week's episodes, I'm not as annoyed anymore, because it looks like it's going to be an awesome finale, and I hope it is. All they have to do to make me happy is kill Thawne and have a reunion with Rick back at Alexandria. Well, I'm pretty happy. I didn't get my reunion at Alexandria like I wanted, but at least Thawne's dead. When Beale asks Rick,
What's the worst thing you did?
I love how the first thing he thinks of is killing Shane. It shows Rick's regret, and that even after all these years, that moment still plays on his mind.
I killed my best friend for you people, for Christ's sake!
Most of the Walking Dead shows have like 16 episodes, but not this one. AMC focused on quality rather than quantity for once, and I'd say it paid off. Yeah, there were a few pacing issues, and it definitely felt rushed at times, but overall, I really enjoyed it. It was cool to find out more about the CRM. They've been a mystery for so long, so it was nice to finally get some answers, and I can't believe we got a happy ending. All that being said, there are some things I didn't like how the fuck does Rick survive this? He's completely surrounded by zombies, so he uses a grenade. Rick pulls the pin, the zombies explode, and he just rolls underneath them. Now, I'm not a grenade expert, but I've got a funny feeling Rick should have exploded.
In a dead world, love is dead. Love doesn't die. Love doesn't die.
Beale's character was very underutilised, which is a shame when you've got an actor as captivating as Terry O'Quinn. I feel like they could have done a lot more with him, and I think they missed the perfect opportunity to explain what happened to Heath by having him be at the CRM. Imagine if the guy helping Rick in episode 1 was Heath. They could have done something interesting with that. Also Morgan, his story ended with him looking for Rick, so it would have been poetic for Rick's story to end the same way it started, with Morgan. Anyway, that's the end of the video. If you liked it, why not like it? If you liked me, why not subscribe? Then I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching. Peace.
Smoke weed every day.